Today in Algebra 1, we learned about point-slope form. The definition is the line that contains the slope, m, and the point, x1, y1, is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And that right there is point-slope form, or the point-slope formula. I'm having a problem with the Zoom. Let me work on that just a second. Okay, there we go. Okay, this formula is the one you're going to use every time. y1 and x1, that's part of a point, x1, y1, and m is always your slope. Let's look at a couple of examples. For part A, if you're given the slope and a point. Example number 1. If m equals 5/2, and the point is negative 2, 4. The first thing you want to do is label everything you have. The m is already labeled. This is x1 and this is y1. Then I'm going to plug it in. Y minus, and I'm going to plug it in right here, 4 equals m, which is 5/2, times x minus, and then I'm going to put in x1, which is negative 2. Here I have a negative negative, so this becomes a positive in the middle. And now I have to solve this so that y is by itself. The first step is to distribute the 5/2. So I have 5/2x plus 5/2 times 2. You can do that on your calculator or use common denominators to multiply across and get 5. And then to get y by itself, I'm going to add the 4 to both sides so that y is by itself, and I have 5/2 x plus 9. And that's how I complete one problem. Let's do another one of that type. Example 2. If m equals 0, x is 3, and y is negative 4. I label those. I plug in y minus negative 4, which will become y plus 4, equals 0 times x minus 3. 0 times this is 0, so I have y plus 4 equals 0. Subtract 4 from both sides, and y equals negative 4. Let me go back here for a second. 0 times anything is 0, so I don't even have to do the distributing because I know it's all going to be 0. That's why I was able to do that. In some classes we did an extra example here, but I'm going to go ahead and move on. So in part B for today is if we're given 2 points, because that makes this kind of different. Okay, if we're given just 2 points, what to do. For example number 3, if I'm given 1, negative 4, and 3, 2. I want to use point-slope formula, and I have a point. The problem is I have no slope. So to get a slope, I'm going to use my slope formula that we learned a few weeks ago. That m is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. I'm going to label and solve. So y2 is 2 minus negative 4, so plus 4, over 3 minus 1. 2 plus 4 is 6. 3 minus 1 is 2. 6/3 is 3. Now I have the slope and 2 points. I only need one. In this case, I'm going to select the second group since they're both positive. That will make that easier. And now I plug it into my formula. Y minus 2 equals 3 times x minus 3. And now it's just like what I did before. I'm going to distribute. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times negative 3 is negative 9. And that, just pull that y minus 2 down. And then to get y by itself, I'm going to add 2 to both sides. And y will be equal to 3x minus 7. And that was it for example 2, or example 3, excuse me. Let's do one last one, example 4. Just keep practicing this. If I have 4 and negative 7 and 0 and 5. The first step is to find that slope so that I'll have a slope and a point. So 5 minus negative 7 gives me 5 plus 7 over 0 minus 4. 5 plus 7 is 12 over negative 4. And that reduces to negative 3. So I can do y minus, and I'm going to choose this point to be my x1 and y1, because again they're positive, that's just easier. I could have chosen this one and done the work, and I'll get the same answer, so either one will work. But I'm going to use this one, so y minus 5 equals our m, which is negative 3, times x minus 0. Distribute. Negative 3 times x is negative 3x. Negative 3 times 0 is just 0. So I have y minus 5 equals negative 3x. I'm going to add 5 to both sides. On this one they cancel. Now I have y equals negative 3x plus 5. And that's it. Your assignment for this is A14. It's a worksheet, which is practice B. You're going to cross out number 9 on that one. And then on the back of it, you're going to do some problems from the book from page 345. And that's 20 to 28. Good luck, and let me know if you have questions.